Hello everyone. Let's have a brief summary of the class that we had today. We spoke about marketing myopia from Theodore Levitt. It was a 1960 Harvard Business Review article, and the theory is
Every year, some 30,000 new consumer products are launched, and 90% of them fail. A key reason is what the late Harvard Business School professor Theodore Levitt famously termed marketing myopia, a nearsighted focus on selling products and services rather than seeing the big picture of what consumers really want. As he used to tell his students, people don't want to buy a quarter-inch drill. They want to buy a quarter-inch hole. The railroad lines are a classic case study. They fell into a steep decline because they thought they were in the rail business rather than being providers of transportation. Instead of branching out into cars, trucks, or airplanes, they let other companies steal away their passenger and freight traffic. Or take oil and gas companies. They've belatedly started to think of themselves as energy providers, but they still devote most of their resources to petroleum. If they fail to develop alternative fuels, they risk becoming companies without an industry. Many others have made, and continue to make, the same mistake. Organizations invest so much time, energy, and money in what they currently do that they're blind to the future. They get lulled into thinking they're in a growth industry, rather than continuously capitalizing on growth opportunities. To avoid the same fate, leaders should ask themselves, what business are we really in? They need to understand that the goal isn't to sell things, it's to satisfy customers, and accept the fact that most existing products and services can and will be replaced by competitive alternatives. Then they can identify new offerings that meet consumers' needs sooner than any existing or potential competitor. That's the cure for marketing myopia.
that sometimes business people might focus on their product to make the product an excellent one, and they might forget why they were doing that product in the first place. Imagine if you produce a notebook, if you produce a pen, your first reason of doing that is to meet the need of a consumer, a customer. And initially, the customers are very happy with your pen, and you sell a lot, and you become a brand, and you become proud of your products. And at one point, you might start to focus on the product, how to improve the product, but not the needs of the customers. A good example for this might be Ericsson. Ericsson was producing the most advanced telephones, and they were selling it so easily, they became overconfident about what they produce. And they didn't listen when people came and said to them, why don't we have a colorful screen? Or why don't we have a camera? Or why don't we have a music player put in the phone? But each time when these ideas came, of course, Ericsson refused and said, possibly, we are in telephone business, not in photography. We are in telephone business, not in music industry. We are in telephone business, not in games and toys. If anybody wants to play, they can buy themselves a Game Boy, not an Ericsson. But today's smartphones, which caused the death of good quality Ericssons, are all of these. Anyway, this was the idea, focusing into your product and trying to make your product a better one, but not what the customer is looking for. That's marketing myopia. There were 4 reasons we might fall into this trap. And one was that there'll always be an increasing population, therefore we will be able to sell our product. Number two, our product is irreplaceable, therefore nobody will ever produce something that is going to replace ours. If we produce mass amounts, if we do mass production, we end up keeping our profit levels high, so that's gonna keep us profitable. And research and development. Sometimes companies do development without research. For instance, we spoke about Kodak was spending money to produce more sensitive films, whilst digital technology was taking over the industry. As a result of this, we understand research and development itself is not enough to keep companies profitable, especially because if the research and development department is solving a wrong problem, like if Ericsson says, I would like a battery that lasts 25% longer, research development department, do that for me. I guess that's it for this week. I strongly recommend you to read the article and the class summary that I'm going to send to you with this video. And next week the quiz will be in 2 subjects. Subject 1 will be Marketing Myopia. Subject 2 will be given to you in the article that you will receive, and an informative YouTube video about the next subject. Have a good week. See you soon.